Hello, this is Patrick at ODrive Robotics. Today I'll be showing you a quick demo video of the ODrive GUI that we've been working on. It's distributed as a portable application for both Windows and Linux. No Mac yet. It supports Mac, but I don't have one to test on. Okay, so here's the GUI. We've started it up. We're currently not connected to any ODrives, waiting on that to happen. Okay, our address bar has gone green now, and we'll see at the bottom footer, on the bottom left, the axes of the ODrives we've connected. These are both green, so that means no errors, we're good to go. I'll give a quick demo of the calibration sequence and then closed loop control. So here's the config dashboard. This is set up to have the variables that you would encounter if you were following the Getting Started documentation page from ODrive Robotics. So you can hit Start Sampling here, set the requested state for axis 0 to 3, which is full calibration sequence. There's no support yet for the enumerations, but that is coming. Okay, so we're calibrated. Now we can go to axis state closed loop control and give it some position set point commands. So we can toggle between 0 and 50,000 count set points. See everything move. So here's a quick demo of that. Now I'll talk about some of the underlying concepts for the GUI. You might have noticed here on the front page, the Start dashboard, there's this address bar. Like a lot of applications, this involves a server backend. Right now that's just a Python server file, a pretty thin wrapper around some ODrive tool utilities. But what this means is, for example, if you had a robot with 6 ODrives installed on it and a Raspberry Pi or an NVIDIA Jetson to control it, you could run the backend on the robot and connect the GUI to the robot over a local network. Now you just have to know the IP address and the port that the server is launched on, and you can connect to it. I've tested this with my test rig. It works pretty great. Another concept is ODrive is open source. And so the names of variables could change. Maybe you have a custom application where things could be different. So dashboards are composable. For example, maybe you are using an ODrive in a velocity control application. Position is not a word you might think about or care about. So I can give a quick demo of setting that up. So we can go to Add Control. We'll see this dialog pop up. That is the full ODrive parameter tree. This is loaded by the server from the ODrive, so it makes no assumptions about the firmware version. It'll pull in custom parameters that you've added. So back to the velocity control. Maybe for testing, we want to be able to set the motor current limit. So here we can go down the parameter tree through config, select current limit. I have a pretty simple control widget. If we want to change it, we type into it the number that we want, hit enter, it'll update. Other values are easier to tune as sliders, maybe as a continuous value. For example, maybe for our control, velocity control example, we'd want the velocity gains for the velocity PI controller, maybe the velocity limit. We'd probably want to plot relevant variables. So in that case, it would probably be the velocity set point as well as the velocity estimate from the encoder. So there are those. And then for tuning, it would get old pretty fast if you had to sit there and type out the values you wanted and hit enter over and over again. So we also have actions. An action is just a pre-configured control where you hit go and it sets the value to whatever you set it up to be. We used that earlier for the position set point demo. So here we probably want 2 of those for velocity set point. We could make these 0 and perhaps 15,000 counts per second. So there we go. This is your dashboard. It's set up how you like. You can export and import dashboards as JSON files. So for example, for this dashboard, we can export it as velocitycontrol.json. Done this a couple of times already, so it's already there. There we go. And so maybe you're on a new computer, maybe you're sharing a setup with somebody else. You can import the dash, and there we go. Shows up. The pre-configured action values are set. The plot variables are automatically handled. Everything's as it was. So anyway, that was the quick demo of the ODrive GUI. Thanks for watching. Please let me know if you have ideas or issues or bugs. Thanks again, Patrick at ODrive Robotics.